Has Two-Face truly put his double life as an evil villain behind him? Is he on the side of Batman and the Angels? Well, let's hop into the pages of Detective Comics number 993 and find out for ourselves. Alrighty then, so as we join the comic, we find out they actually have a rather interesting framing device for this issue. We're at a funeral. Make that Harvey Dent's funeral. Knowing his hangups, do you think he got 2 tombstones, or do you think he just bought 2 separate caskets so they could bury each half of them? But wait, how did any of this happen? Well, as we discover, Harvey actually managed to distinguish himself as quite the hero when he joined Batman in the battle against Cobra in the sewers. The cult had planned to make a big comeback by contaminating Gotham's water supply with a dangerous neurotoxin. Two-Face jumped on in guns a-blazing and blew up their machine, which of course was either very brave or very reckless. Guys like Gordon think that this was the ultimate triumph of the Harvey Dent personality winning out over the Two-Face personality, choosing to die doing good instead of bad. Bruce Wayne takes the whole thing pretty hard. After all of Batman's rogues gallery, Two-Face seemed like he would be the most savable. In fact, he's so hurt as to not deal with the fallout, Bruce has decided to pour himself into, get this, his work at Wayne Industries. Oh yeah, that's right, you have a day job sometimes. Now, it's Alfred who actually thinks Batman is getting a little obsessive about this whole Harvey thing, but Batman cannot shake the feeling that the whole crisis with the neurotoxin isn't over yet. After all, none of it was recovered from the explosion, and you figure a man so obsessed with the number 2 would have a secondary backup plan, no? And that's because, well, yes, Two-Face is most definitely still alive. He's waiting at the airport to have a big meeting with Leviathan, one of the Cult of the Cobra's rival organizations. For you see, the plan was always to hammer on the Cult of the Cobra, ingratiate himself to Batman so he could get close enough to the neurotoxin to steal it for himself and sell it off for big money. Mainly, it was the involvement of the 2 Fireflies that got Batman suspicious, as Two-Face was sure to get them off while he too was released to help deal with the Cobra problem. It was the Fireflies who used their knowledge of pyrotechnics to rig the explosion while also making sure Two-Face himself wasn't hurt. Needless to say, this is a bit of a roller coaster of emotions for Batman. He's upset that he was lied to and tricked, but also relieved that Harvey isn't dead. And strangely kinda happy too, because this turn of events means Batman has a second chance at saving Two-Face's soul, even if before that he's going to kick the royal crap out of him for this latest caper. And believe it or not, it's right around there that the comic ends, or peters out, depending on how you want to look at it. That was Detective Comics number 993, everyone, and overall, I was kind of indifferent to this finale. Normally, I'm a big fan of the die-hard thing this story is trying to do, where at first glance, the big, large criminal conspiracy is actually revealed to be a very small criminal plot, usually to gain a lot of money. But if that was always going to be the plan from the get-go, then why did we bother so much time with all the Cobra backstory and what makes them tick when ultimately it didn't matter? Even at the end, I thought we were going to get some big resolution or revelation about the Batman-Two-Face relationship, but it just kind of continues as it ever was. I'm a big fan of James Robinson and really wanted to like this story arc more than I did. I know the word filler gets thrown around way too often, but I kind of feel like this was a filler arc to take us to the Tomasi stuff. But hey, you know what? Super excited for that. Bring it on, I say. Ultimately, though, I give this issue a 6 out of 10. It wasn't a lot to write home about. Hey there, everyone. It's your old pal Caped Joel again. I want to thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, why not take a look at some of these other videos I have available from the channel. Then you can follow me on Twitter and Facebook at Caped Joel, so you're always up to date on what I'm doing next. And hey, if you're in the market for some cheap comic books, might I recommend Book Depository? They're my favorite place to get cheap comic book trades, and if you use my link down in the description, not only will you save a bundle by not having to pay a cent for shipping, but everything you do buy goes to support me in the channel. So you win, I win, everybody wins, right? And until next time, everyone, this has been Caped Joel, and I'm going to continue making comic book videos that smack of greatness. Bye-bye.